What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. Today, we're going to try out a Morpeko team in the Open Great League. This Pokemon might be one of the most polarizing picks in the entire game. You're either going to love it or you're going to hate it, depending on where you're at in the match against it. The best thing about it is its sweeping potential. The worst thing about it is how squishy it is and how potentially it can be a little bit clunky to use sometimes. But with that said, I think this team is pretty fun to use. I'm going to use Corviknight as well as Cresselia in the backline. I'm excited to see what it can do. Real quick, though, before we get into the battles, I want to ask, if you're not currently subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. It does help out quite a bit, and I'd really appreciate it. But let's get into the battles and see what this team can do. All right, we got our first opponent of the day. Let's see if Morpeko's the play. It's not terrible. We see a Greninja lead. Although, it is a little bit awkward that we get outpaced here to an Aura Sphere, or Aura Wheel, that is, when they get to a Hydro Cannon, right? So they do get to outpace us a little bit, but Morpeko's main draw is its ability to ramp up its damage. I could also go for a bait, but I feel like a bait wouldn't help me out too much. They do bait us, which is insane. But either way, it's going to be good to get this out of the way for my Cresselia in the backline. I could bait here, but I feel like that's insane, because what if they no-shield? You know what I mean? What if you just get the one-shot because they were not expecting the full send? Or maybe they just don't care about the full send. That could also be the case. I get a boosted Psychic Fangs off into them. And honestly, I'm kind of considering switching. Should I bring in my Corviknight here? I kind of feel like doing that. They let that go? That's crazy. I think what I'm going to do is maybe try to go for a catch. Okay, well, catch a Sludge. They kind of had to throw there, so there's no way this is anything other than like a Sludge. Maybe they Brutal Swing. Maybe that would have been enough for Morpeko, but at least it's not an Overheat. Oh, nice. It's a Sludge, so they're at 2. Oh, a taste of my own medicine, I see. A Morpeko in the back. Don't love to see that, but I can go for an Air Cutter here, and the odds of getting a shield are higher than I'd like, but maybe we can still... Oh, I think if they no-shield, I should just win this game, because now I just farm them down? 4. Okay. I mean, they have to full send here, right? They have to. I mean, this is still actually a little bit awkward. Maybe I shouldn't shield this up, but I'm gonna shield this up, so, you know, sue me. Well, please don't sue me, actually, but, like, you know what I mean. Okay, we're gonna go for this attack, and now I think I'm gonna switch into my Morpeko, because I think they're gonna probably throw immediately here. And I wouldn't mind, getting my next move against them. Okay, they don't actually throw instantly, but this is fine. I hope. We'll see. We'll see. I think this is probably fine. If it's not fine, though, I'll let you know. This is an insane game so far, because they can probably go for a switch. That's beautiful. Them swapping there is huge. I'm kind of surprised, though, that they just farmed us down and didn't throw energy. I'm going to bring in Corviknight, though. I think Cresselia is one of the few Pokemon in the game that should be able... They might even overheat here, do they? They do. Okay, that's fine, I think. Because now I farm down with my Cresselia. Ooh, but do they get to 2 Aura Wheels here? They might. 2 Aura Wheels loses us the game. I needed more energy. I was hoping they weren't on overheat on that Weezing. I guess I should have brought in my Cresselia there. Uh-oh, they might just outpace us. I might have misplayed this game. I think they have a lot of energy, right? Cresselia is quick, but my Psycho Cuts do nothing. Oh my goodness. Okay, I did kind of throw this one. What I should have done is I should have come in Cresselia into the Weezing. I thought for sure they either weren't on overheat or that we'd win, but we didn't. That's on me, though. We lost to Morpeko, though, so Morpeko does have a 100% win rate today. That means it is good. I'm just kind of bad. All right. All right. It's time to not lose this one. That first game... Dude, what the heck? Okay, maybe I'm onto something here. My backline is so weak to this Pokemon. This is all or nothing on how this matchup goes. I kind of hate it, actually, that I need my Morpeko to be my Morpeko counter. That's crazy to me. Looks like I do win CMP, though. I don't think I've seen this many Morpekos, like, ever. Unironically. They no-shield that? I guess that makes some sense, because it's going to do the least amount of damage, but, like, that's not great to see the no-shield there. I have to no-shield this myself and hope for a bait. They don't bait us. Yeah, because, like, we do survive that, but wow, that's going to hurt my odds of winning this game quite a bit. I'm going to try here to go for the Aura Wheel, hopefully get a shield or a knockout, I guess. This is an Aura Wheel. They have to shield this up, right? They don't want to let me ramp up with Morpeko right now. Okay, nice. We do actually get the shield this time. I can't give them a farm down, so I'm going to switch into my Corviknight, which is probably insane, given the fact that I am a flying type Pokemon, but I have Sand Attack. And that's all I really need. One annoying thing about Morpeko is every time you switch, you give yourself a one-turn swap. Just with the way, like, the animation works with Aura Wheel, like, when you swap between forms. So, like, that is kind of annoying. But they are staying in, so they actually let me get this Air Cutter off. Does a Morpeko want to shield an Air Cutter? I'd be kind of surprised to see it. They do, okay. So now I should be able to, like, shield and farm down, potentially. They might go for a Psychic Fangs, knowing at this point I probably do have to shield this. But no, straight Aura Wheel. I would love it at this point if they do just stay in and give me the farm down, but they probably switch out, right? There's no way they give me the energy. Oh, he bait out the Jelly. Okay. 5. This is going to be an interesting game, because my Corviknight is going to have a lot of work to do. But they're at 5, right? So they're 1 past a Shadow Ball. 6. We go for the Shadow Ball catch. Okay. Okay, that's big. This catch here now means that I should be able to outpace to an Air Cutter before they're able to get a Shadow Ball off. I don't want to wait down the switch clock too much here, because I do want this Pokemon out of the way, so my Cresselia doesn't get Shadow Balled. I mean, Cresselia is not unplayable for into Jellicent, but it's not a great matchup either. And if they're coming in Jelly here, I would have to imagine the final Pokemon, whatever it might be, is not the best necessarily into Corviknight. Okay, like, what if it's a Whimsicott? Yeah, that's not bad at all. I think I just survive a Moonblast. Well, maybe I don't, but, like, no matter what happens here, I think we're in a very playable spot. Okay, I'm going to swap out here, because I know my one way I lose this game is by giving the Morpeko an energy lead. So I want to have enough energy just to outpace this to a Grass Knot before they're able to throw, like, a Psychic Fangs or, you know, more importantly, an Aura Wheel into us. And now, Cresselia, the bulky nightmare that it is, should force them to throw 2 Moonblasts into us, and honestly, even then, I don't know if that's enough damage. And I should be able to get a Moonblast if they don't knock us out with 2. And if they do knock us out with 2, Corviknight probably can just go for another Air Cutter here. It's going to be kind of close, I guess, but they do have to dump all their energy against us. If I survive a Moonblast from here, I'd honestly be a little bit impressed by Cresselia. We will see what's going to happen. Cresselia, please, I know you're insane. You're actually just insane. We got debuffs, though, that's less insane. But it doesn't matter. This either knocks out or still puts them into a farm down range. Yeah, that's still just enough. Cresselia is the better Moonblast user. Kind of a cool team. All these Morpekos, though, man, I was not expecting this today. All right, next opponent, surely. No more Morpekos, right? Less Pekos. Less Pekos. Okay, that's much better, actually. Although, this matchup does get more awkward than it has any right to, just because Talonflame... So, why? Why is every person running this? I should have baited this time, I guess. Every single person is running Morpeko. This is absolutely insane to me. I thought I was going to be unique today. They don't bait us. That's actually kind of sad. I was almost certainly expecting a bait. Oh my goodness. Because, like, they had to catch up, right? So I figured a bait was pretty possible. And I lose CMP to this one. This game went from, like, really good to really bad so fast. I hate this so much. Because now I have to shield his Psychic Fangs of all things. And I don't get to another move here with my Morpeko. I cannot understand why I've seen 3 Morpekos so far today. I guess I shouldn't build a team this week to them. They probably shield this, right? Yeah, I mean, makes sense. But, like, now, it might be crazy, but I'm going to bring in Corviknight here. I need to stop, like, tapping the switch button as soon as I am there. That's actually a little bit of a misplay by me. Because by tapping it as quick as I do, I actually alert them to what I'm doing. I save a lot of energy on Morpeko. I don't love that. But this game should still be playable, because I land a payback here. I force Morpeko to switch out, and Cresselia can deal with this a little bit easier now that it's going to be chipped down. I could technically shield this, but, I mean, non-shadow might not even be on Flame Charge. Okay, they're actually not. That's kind of crazy. Can I get a payback here? No, but I can get an Air Cutter. So that's not bad. The best thing about this is Air Cutter chip damage puts them into Psycho Cut down range. So I should be able to come in here with my Cresselia, go for 2 Psycho Cuts, go for a catch, because, I mean, honestly, if they don't throw their move there, they are in quite a bit of trouble. And I would love to be able to farm them all the way down. Oh, they Brave Bird, so that's an even easier farm down now, if they can't switch, but of course they can switch. I feel like this is such a likely bait by them, too, because, I mean, I kind of don't want to take an Aura Wheel if I can help it, but they do full send. That's less ideal that we take that, but I think there's still a good chance that something in the backline could be winnable for us. We can still Psycho Cut down the Talonflame, and as long as the final Pokemon is something that's, like, even remotely weak to Cresselia, I should have some play. I could see a Ground-type being in the back, for sure. Saying they're so weak to, like, I don't know, they don't really have a great answer to, like, a Quagsire. So actually, maybe it wouldn't be a Ground-type unless it's, like, their own Quag. Oh, a Chestnut comes in. Actually, that's huge. Is that, like, a win, or is it not? Because I don't know if I can farm this down in time. We'll see, I guess. Okay. Well, we'll see if 5 more Psycho Cuts after this Moonblast are enough. I know Chestnut is not the squishiest Pokemon in the game, and Cresselia is remarkably bulky. But that's some pretty good damage there. And I think the Psycho Cut buff is going to come in clutch for us. When we get the Psycho Cut down, we get the Grass Knot. I mean, I could Psycho Cut this down too, but I don't want to take any risks. Not after what we've been through this game. We get the Grass Knot. We get the win. What a game. You know, Cresselia is just too good, I guess. I mean, they had enough counters to it already that game. I imagined whatever was in the back had to be playable. Next battle, are we going to see yet another Morpeko abuser? I would hope not, because honestly, dude, I thought I'd be the only one. That's a much better lead, though. Cue the Morpeko safe swap. That is not a Morpeko. We can bring in our Cresselia here and play the inevitable game where they're just going to, like, 2-shield and then be really annoying with how they play this out, where they probably try to catch a Grass Knot at some point. Okay, Stone Edge. Oh, they actually full send. The problem is, Cresselia is such a bulky Pokemon that it doesn't really matter if they full send or not. Because, I mean, I survived 2 Stone Edges, right? They should have another Stone Edge now. They likely do shield, yeah. But, like, here's the problem. My Psycho Cuts are actually doing real fast move pressure, right? This is slowly putting them into a range where even just an Electric-type Aura Wheel could be enough damage to knock them out. Aqua Tail, not quite enough to 2-shot us from this range. So, I mean, I might as well, at this point, just take the 2-shield advantage and hope Morpeko is going to be able to put in some work. Because it's not like my own Corviknight doesn't have play in the mirror, either. And I don't think the next move knocks us out, either. Which is the insane thing. They have to go for a Stone Edge here. And that is remarkably tragic for our opponent. The Aqua Tail, we survive. Okay. Well, probably shouldn't have come in with this, but, like, also I think that's fine. I just didn't want to bring in my other guy. Like, I have my Grass Knot still loaded for that Quagsire later on. And I do survive a Flamethrower here, which is going to make their life a little bit tricky. I think I can still just use my Morpeko to sweep. But, like, it is a little bit awkward, right? Because my Corviknight doesn't necessarily have, like, a target this game. But I guess it probably would have been better to bring in Morpeko here no matter what. But they're going to be forced to throw 2 attacks into us. If they don't, they're going to be in farm down range for a Morpeko. And if they do, then they throw energy. Okay. I guess I don't get my air cutter off. Not that I really needed that chip damage. Okay. That's fine. We should be able to shield this up. And at this point, I hope I can go and just swap. Yep, Grass Knot. Let's go. That should do it. That should do it. Saving this Grass Knot was massive. The fact I didn't let that Altaria catch happen, right? That's the big thing about this. We get to one-shot the Quagsire. Now we have all the energy on our Morpeko. I just need 1 move for the Altaria, likely 2 for the Corviknight. The way they're going to play this out is they bring in Corviknight now. Actually, no, they probably bring in Altaria, right? I honestly have no idea what they're bringing in. They do bring in the Corviknight. But, like, then I can just Aura Wheel it immediately. And I guess I just, like, 1-shield farm down Aura Wheel the Altaria the next time I see it. But this is going to do so much damage. Yeah, that's not even a boosted Aura Wheel. That's crazy. This is why Morpeko is able to do dumb things. Let's go. Okay, Morpeko, there we go. All right, next battle. We will see what's going to happen. Morpeko into the guy, the Altaria. Okay, so this is a matchup where they could try to stay in for a second, just because Altaria is one of the few Pokemon that does survive a head-on Aura Wheel, technically. It doesn't survive it super well, though, so if they do let this go, they will be in farm down range over time. But if they shield it up, they're going to take more damage down the line. So we do see the no shield. Morpeko's pretty hangry now. They're at 13, 14, 15. And they throw an alignment. Wow. Okay, so I get a full Thundershock for free. They likely throw a Sky Attack, because there's really not much reason, because of how much damage Dragon Breath's doing, to actually Flamethrower. So they're at 2. 11. Alright. So they're at their next move here in just a second. I do have an idea of a play I want to make. We'll see if our opponent's going to fall for it. Okay, we make it. We catch the Sky Attack on our Corviknight, and we save our Morpeko as well. So now they're in range where an Air Cutter knocks them out. And I saved Morpeko, which I would imagine is going to be annoying for them in the back. Although, honestly, Fortress is not super ideal to see. Because, I mean, if they get enough energy here, they'll have energy for my Morpeko and my Cresselia. I'm going to go just straight for an Air Cutter, because if I get a Payback shielded, that's not great. And honestly, 2 Air Cutters do quite a bit of damage as well. So I think this isn't a terrible play. They're at 5, so they have a Rock Tomb +1. Air Cutter sees a no shield again. A boost would have been nice at some point, but we don't get those. 6. They have to Rock Tomb still to knock us out. I think the play is just 1 shield with Morpeko farmed down, and then chuck a debuff into whatever comes in. Or maybe just go for an Aura Wheel, depending on if it's like an Empoleon. I could see Double Steal definitely being a play. But this Fortress is not healthy enough here to put, like, too much work in. Okay, it is the dude that we thought it was. Maybe I shouldn't have gone for the bait here, but I actually just get to 2 attacks anyway, so I think that's fine. Okay, and we get the shield, that's even better. I'm going to try to go for a CMP here, because they're 3 away from a move. Was that a CMP or not? It's always so hard to tell with Metal Sound. The animation is a little bit delayed. But if that was a CMP, this game should be pretty over. And even if not, like, they're in a pretty bad spot, because they still have to throw energy. It was a CMP. Morpeko, it ups the suspense so much. It takes like 20 seconds for the animations to go through. Drill Peck. Crazy. I guess they were maybe thinking I'd catch on something that resists water. I think Cresselia should be fine here to close out the game, though. 5. So they throw instantly with this attack. Altaria is still around, but pretty low. Same with Fortress. So their one way of winning this game is landing another Hydro Cannon into us. So we wait here. We make sure they stay in. We just instantly knock them out. And even if Fortress does land a move, while it is a Bug-type Pokemon, they're not actually going to be able to do any, like, real Bug-type damage into us. Altaria is so low, they're in Psycho Cut down range. So if they come in Altaria, I just Psycho Cut down. And then, well, I guess I Psycho Cut down no matter who they bring in. Or I guess if they do this, I'll just Grass Knot here. I'd rather not take the damage if I could help it from a Rock Tomb. And now I'm not debuffed. Altaria is going to really struggle to finish off Cresselia from this range. So much so that I think I can just reach a Moonblast, and that's all we really need. They might go for a Sky Attack here, but I think they were still 1 Dragon Breath away, because they were completely dry when they came back in. So Moonblast just gets the knockout, and that's like a full Cresselia sweep, actually. That's crazy to say. Cresselia, not normally a Pokemon known for sweeping, but we'll take it. Oh, let's go, a 4-1. You know, we lost our first game of the day to a little bit of a blunder on my own. This could have been a 5-0 set if I were a little bit better at this game. But I think a 4-1's not bad either, especially for how many more Pekos we saw. That was kind of crazy to see. But 26-46, not a bad climb. Let's hope the next set is just as good. We got our next battle, though. We're going to see Morpeko into Ninetales. All right. Pretty neutral matchup here. It is a little bit bait-dependent for Morpeko, depending on how they play this out. Because, like, if I go for a bait on the first move, then I can guarantee to outpace them over time. If I don't go for a bait, then, you know, they can shield us up and get to, like, 3 Weather Balls first. It's kind of weird, right? Looks like I should have baited. That would have been a good play, but, like, also, I can still bait on any of my attacks here. It doesn't really matter exactly which one I go for a bait on, but my next move is going to be a Dark-type Aura Wheel, so I guess they probably do just no-shield the next attack no matter what. I could catch this move, but I'm not going to. I just kind of want to whittle down this Ninetales if I can. They're at 4 right now. So they're 5 away from the next move. I'm a boosted Morpeko. Not a lot of things want to swap into this. I'm going to go for 4 and throw the Aura Wheel, because at this point, I'm at back-to-back Psychic Fangs plus Aura Wheel. We'll see if he wants to invest his shield, or if at this point, our opponent's just going to let this go and hope their final Pokemon can deal with it. Looks like we make the calls wrong. Should have gone for a bait at some point, but I go for a lot of baits, and oftentimes, I'm ridiculed for it, so it's fine. We'll get a +2 Psychic Fangs off against them, and once this is out of the way, I would imagine my Corviknight's going to be a little bit happier. Because, like, look, I still put this down pretty low. This should be in range where I can just Sand Attack down. Oh, did they not even CMP us there? That was weird. Did they go for a sneak or not? I didn't see a sneak come through him. But maybe they snuck. It's hard to say. Corviknight's going to get a farm down if they let us, that is. Whoa. Guys, that's a Psycho Cut Malamar. What the heck? How much damage does a Moonblast do, by the way? That is insane to see. Psycho Cut? Do I just, like, stay in here, though? Like, I was kind of considering coming in Cresselia at some point. But, like, I'm not going to if it's Psycho Cut, I guess. Dude, Psycho Cut? The heck, dude? Why are they on Psycho Cut? I would love a boost there. No boost, though. I will be interested to see what's gonna happen now. It's like, what's in the back if you come in Psycho Cut Malamar here? I gotta knock him out before they're able to get another move off against us, because it is a little bit spammier than Psywave, right? So it's honestly not the worst play to have, I guess. Ooh, Grumpig. I tried to go for the call that he was gonna just try to call that I was gonna do something. I should have tried to catch this. Shadow Ball is gonna hurt my Cresselia, that is. It's gonna probably, like, one-shot me. Well, two-shot, that is. But, like, they probably outpace us, right? Because they overfarmed there. Yeah, this is game over. This is game over. This is so tragic, actually. Unless I can go for, like, a play where I call that he's gonna catch or something. Ow, that hurts so much. We'll see what's gonna happen. Do I just go straight for the Grass Knot here? Or do I call that he's gonna catch? Because, like, I don't know. He might even just get the Shadow Ball, though, right? I call the catch. But, like, I have to throw here, which is such an annoying thing, because he's on his 4th cycle. He's thrown 3 moves. I have to throw energy, so now he just gets the Shadow Ball, or the Dynamic Punch, I think, from this point is enough anyway. He gets his CMP. No! Oh, that is insane that I just lost his Psycho Cut freaking Malamar. But, I mean, I think the real problem that game is the Grumpig in the back was going to be a problem. My Morpeko was so massive. If I would have made one call right with my Morpeko that game, we just sweep that team so easily. That's so sad, man. All right, next game. You know, we gotta learn how to use Morpeko better. Learn to bait more, or maybe bait less, depending on the situation. Magnezone in the lead. Well, it was in the lead for a second there. We see another Shadow Quagsire safe swap, and honestly, I love Cresselia in this matchup so much. We saw what it can do, right? I mean, you just get both shields so easily, and if I'm being completely honest, I don't think I need switch advantage this game. Sure, I have a Corviknight in the back, but what we have to keep in mind is Corviknight is not scared at all of Magnezone. I have 4 times effective Sand Attacks into him, and I mean, Cresselia even is going to put in some work into the Magnezone, potentially. So we'll just go here straight for the move, the Grass Knot, that is. And we'll see if they shield this or not. They might no-shield. No, we do get a shield. That's amazing. And I'll throw... Well, I was going to throw instantly, but it looks like they're going to beat us to it here. Watch for, like, a catch or a swap out coming through him, because I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. Yeah, okay. There's the switch out. And just go for the Aura Wheel. Both my moves are resisted. Might as well go for the completely broken attack that can potentially one-shot almost anything in the game. They shield that? Isn't that the worst thing they could possibly do? Is it not? Am I crazy? I think that's, like, not the play. Because now that just allows me to straight up get the next move off. And, like, this is going to be the Dark-type version. This guarantees the knockout. With that said, they are going to make this a little bit awkward, where they do have that Quagsire still, and they got the debuff. Of course, they got the debuff against us, right? So they won't get knocked out, potentially, by only a +1 Aura Wheel. Okay, honestly, I think they might still get knocked out by this. Do I just shield this in full send? I could swap out. I could swap out. But I feel like just full sending is funnier, so we'll just do this. I think a +1 electric Aura Wheel still has a pretty good chance of one-shotting this. Yeah. And there's not a lot of Pokemon in the game that can farm me down before I at least get a Psychic Fangs against them. Yeah, not even that, right? So we get a +2 Psychic Fangs against this Pokemon. They're only at 5, so not a Moonblast just yet. Can I just come in Cresselia here and go for a Grass Knot, or is like a Chilling Water or Trailblaze enough? I'm gonna do that. Morpeko always makes everything so annoying with the camera angles. They do go for an attack here, but I think as long as it's not going to be a big move, like a Disarming Voice, I should be able to live. Yeah, Trailblaze is not going to do it. It does ramp up their attack a little bit, but they're a debuffed Florges. And I mean, Grass Knot's not the strongest move in the game, but it should basically knock out... Oh, are they going to see my final Pokemon? This is bad news, guys. I'm so sorry. I have failed you. Corviknight doesn't get the game off. All right, next battle, we will see Morpeko up against Shadow Quag. All right, so unfortunately for once in our lives, we're not getting our Cresselia, at least not immediately lined up into it. Maybe later on, we'll see. Okay, they CMP us there, or is that the fact that I might have given them a sneak? I might have given them a sneak, which is annoying, but I'm fine just stalling the switch clock, and getting a boost is not bad. They're likely going to go... I think triple Aqua Tail is the play a lot of the time in this matchup, but maybe they go Stone Edge just to swap out after. So they do Aqua Tail. Whoa, they bring in this? Are you kidding me? How did they just, like, CMP on that? Like, super arbitrary timing. Whatever, I survive this no matter what it is. Just barely, but I do survive. We knew that. We knew it was consistent. Not even close, is what we meant to say. Okay, nice. We get a shield there with the bait. And now that shields are in my favor, I'm not anywhere near as scared of that Quagsire, right? Because Quagsire, at this point, sure, it has some energy on it, but what it doesn't have is, I don't know, a shield. Okay, overfarm as much as we can. That's fine. That is honestly very fine by me. Because now, I can go just for the Aura Wheel. It might not knock out, but I can bank more energy after this too, potentially. Because Morpeko is going to stall at the switch clock by throwing this. I have energy left over on my Corviknight as well. Not quite enough to knock out there. That is, like, a little bit sad, I guess. We'll overfarm a little bit. I guess I do have to throw energy. I thought I'd be able to swap out, but I can't, which makes my life so very sad. They might bring back in the Grumpig. Honestly, that's not a bad play if they do that, because I don't have enough energy here to outpace them. There's the Grumpig. Try to catch a Shadow Ball, or a Dynamic Punch, rather, but they might have thrown the Shadow Ball if they reacted to it. We will see. I hope this is only a Dynamic. Nice, we actually did catch the move. So that's a lot of wasted energy, and they're basically in range here where I can knock them out with a Grass Knot. I say basically because they're not quite there, but they are close-ish to it. We'll see what we can do, though, because we haven't even seen the third. They still have his shield, and Grumpig gets his Shadow Ball, which I don't love. I could have gone for Moonblast to try to guarantee a knockout, but they would have got the Shadow Ball either way. I think going for the Grass Knot and either making them swap or give me a Psycho Cut down could still be good. Okay. We see this in the back. Don't love it. 7. Alright. What do we do? 8. I mean, maybe I can scare them into throwing a move here, but I don't think so. They might just no-shield this as well. They actually do no-shield. But they just have us. They just have us. Because, like, they just get to back-to-back moves on this thing. Dang it. That's a really unfortunate team comp for us. Alright, we got our next opponent, and man, we gotta win this one. No more Quagsires in the lead. Okay. This is interesting. I don't know how to play this out, because we take super effective Fairy Wind damage. But what we don't do is we don't lose to this, right? This is just a guaranteed win. Because we have the Psychic Fangs. They gotta shield this. It could also be an Aura Wheel. But, I don't know. It's always a little bit awkward about how they want to, play this out. We get a shield, actually. That's big. They probably Sludge, right? If they show Brutal Swing, though, I guess that's good information to have. They do Brutal Swing us. Okay, so they're probably going straight Brutal Swing here. What? Guys, Do you see what I see on my screen? Like, sure, I'm throwing a Dark-type move, but am I not a Morpeko? Am I not still a Morpeko? Who's very happy to get rid of this Pokemon from my backline? I don't know. Maybe I'm not a Morpeko. Maybe I'm crazy. I think I do have to Aura Wheel here. I would love to be able to go for a Psychic Fangs, but I need to guarantee the knockout. Because if I get my Corviknight against that Weezing, I am so happy. I'm also 3 Thundershocks away from a Psychic Fangs. I might survive long enough to reach that. But goodbye, Moltres, I guess, right? I do live. So we force energy out of them. I'm so tempted right now. So tempted, in fact, that I'm in the process of doing it. I'm shielding this to get a Psychic Fangs against this. It's going to be +2. And, I mean, this just makes my life a lot easier to where I don't have to deal with such a spammy Pokemon in the backline if they do let it go. And if they shield this up, that's also pretty good for us, because now my Corviknight, we've seen the moveset, right? Well, I guess it could be Brutal Swing Overheat, but that would be insane. But Corviknight should be very strong at neutralizing a lot of what this Pokemon can do. Okay, and we see Furt in the back. That's beautiful. So a little bit of a change of plans here. Instead of playing this out in a way where I use my Cresselia against the final Pokemon, I'll use Cresselia into Weezing, because honestly, that's not too bad either. And Furret, pretty good into Cresselia, right? So might as well just stay in here. See what they're going to throw. That was maybe enough for a Trailblaze. I don't know if that's the play in a matchup where it's going to end pretty quickly, but they might be Trailblazing. Oh, they Brick Break. I guess that makes a lot more sense. Wasn't really expecting the Brick Break, if I'm being completely honest, but I do respect the strategy there. We'll go for the Air Cutter. I don't get knocked out, though, by a Brick Break, which is really bad for them, because now Weezing's still likely going to have to throw energy to knock me out, and if they have to throw energy against us, then I'm going to be in a spot where probably my Cresselia can just go for Psycho Cuts and a Moonblast, and hopefully win the game like that. They probably need 3, maybe even 4 Brutal Swings to knock us out from this range. Weezing is not a Dark type, it's not Shadow as well, so these Brutal Swings aren't going to do as much as they probably would want. Yeah, that's 4 Brutal Swing range. I guess I'm just going to go for the Grass Knot. Because honestly, if they do somehow get to 4 Brutal Swings, I want to just guarantee damage against them. I don't think, though, that they're going to be able to, but you know, I'm just playing it safe, because they're so low at this point, I can farm this down with Sand Attacks and Psycho Cuts, no matter what happens. Grass Knot might even just be enough from this range either way. Not quite, but one more Psycho Cut should do it. And Furret might come back in. I say might as if it's not their only choice, but yeah, it's way too low. Not much it can do. So we pick up the win there. All right, next opponent. Let's see if we can get another decent lead. That is decent. With that said, okay, this could actually be annoying later on just because Aurasphere can one-shot you, right? So if they do get shields down, I don't love that. But I do love that they're staying in here because I can just guarantee a shield from them straight up with an Aura Wheel. My Thundershocks are doing a lot. And you know what Cresselia can do in this matchup is it actually walls all of the energy that Togekiss can potentially throw. Unless they're on, like, Dazzling Gleam. But I would be surprised to see that. We're going to instantly shield this up. I know that they're very tempted here just to go straight for the Aurasphere, so make sure that I don't get one shot, right? I'd love to see a swap out at some point by them. But no, they are staying in. There's not a lot of things in the game that wants to catch a +1 Dark-type Aura Wheel, so we'll just chuck it instantly. Either obliterate the Togekiss, or, you know, I guess get the second shield. Okay, well, I'm a +2 Morpeko. If we see a ground type come in, we can just safe swap our Corviknight. If we see anything else come in, I guess we'll play it by ear. And we see a Guzzlord. I'm going to be honest, I don't want to sacrifice my Morpeko just yet. Can they know it's over from that point? Maybe they can, I guess. But alright, we'll take it. That was an easy win. I guess they did not want to see the Corviknight Morpeko core. Fair enough, very strong duo. What was it in the back, dude? I have no idea. Morpeko is an all-or-nothing kind of Pokemon, right? But it's so much fun to use. When you ramp it up, you get those Auraspheres going, you get the Psychic Fangs baits off. It's honestly one of the most fun Pokemon to use, although it can be a little bit tricky at times. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.